Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. 3 Liverpool players given special training sessions could help Arne Slot. Incredibly, it's only been 11 days since Liverpool's last-minute Premier League defeat at Chelsea. The fallout from that loss at Stamford Bridge and the subsequent international break has made it feel more like 111 days. But rest assured, significant work will have been done at the AXA training center over the past week and a half. Despite the break offering some respite for him and his squad, Arne Slot would have been diligently analyzing the circumstances of the 3 consecutive losses that have abruptly turned this Liverpool season into one of self-examination, with questions being raised about almost everyone, including the Dutchman himself. The comprehensive answers to those queries will emerge in the coming weeks. But as Slot surveyed Kirkby in recent days, he may have spotted a few potential solutions to some of his most urgent problems. Due to injuries, Alisson, Wataru Endo, and Giovanni Leone were unable to join their national teams during this international break. But there were also 3 other Reds first-team players who weren't selected by their countries. Joe Gomez, Curtis Jones, and Federico Chiesa have all spent the past week and a half improving their fitness away from their missing teammates, with personalized gym sessions and special programs implemented for 3 players who have all struggled with injuries. All 3 players, boasting a combined 72 senior caps, have international experience under their belts. Gomez was a regular feature in England squads toward the end of the last decade and regained his spot last year, making 4 friendly appearances and earning a place in Gareth Southgate's squad for Euro 2024. Jones, among the trio, might feel most aggrieved about being overlooked after starting in England's midfield under Lee Carsley and Thomas Tuchel, even scoring on his debut against Greece last year. Unfortunately, ill-timed injuries seem to have thwarted him once again. Then there's the enduring puzzle that is Chiesa, who holds 51 of those 72 caps but hasn't represented Italy since joining Liverpool in the summer of 2024, despite playing in all 4 of the Azzurri's matches at the Euros. Despite their impressive track records, it's not surprising that the trio's international recognition has been limited in the current window. Given their recent struggle for club appearances, they've only started 5 matches between them this season, 3 of which were during the League Cup victory over Southampton. However, with doubts surrounding both the form and fitness of Ibrahima Konate in defense, similar concerns arising over Alexis Mac Allister in midfield, and the team's recent struggles in attack, Gomez, Jones, and Chiesa all have the opportunity to make a case for more starts in the coming weeks. Slot will have been closely observing them over the past few days, and they may well have piqued his interest. Alexander Isak faces working with ex-Chelsea manager as coach keen on job. Graham Potter has described the prospect of managing the Swedish national team as a fantastic opportunity, as the former Chelsea and Brighton manager could end up working with Liverpool striker Alexander Isak, the former West Ham. Boss has been without a club since departing the London Stadium earlier this season after an underwhelming beginning to the Premier League campaign. Nuno Espirito Santo took his place, and Potter has remained unemployed since. However, a new challenge could be on the horizon, with Potter suggesting he would welcome the chance to take charge of Sweden's national side. The Swedish FA is searching for a new manager following its decision to dismiss John Dahl Tomasson after a shocking 1-0 loss to Kosovo in World Cup qualifying. Having previously worked in Scandinavia during his time with Östersund, Potter has expressed his interest in the position. He said, "I'm actually in Sweden right now, in my house in Sweden. I'm between jobs and just left the Premier League. I'm open to anything, really, where I feel I can help. The job as head coach of the Swedish national team is fantastic. I have feelings for Sweden. I love the country and I love Swedish football. I have a lot to be grateful for towards Swedish football. So yes, it would be a fantastic opportunity for me, obviously." Discussing what he hopes his next role will involve, Potter added, "I have accumulated a lot of experience so far, and I'm very grateful for the career I have had so far. But I'm only 50 years old and I still have a lot to offer. It's not about me finding a job at a specific level, but about wanting to find something where I feel I can help and where I can make a difference. I also want to feel that we, those involved, are on the same line. Those are my criteria. Should Potter accept the role with the Swedish national team, he would be reunited with numerous Premier League stars, including Isak and Viktor Gyökeres. Isak has experienced a sluggish beginning to the campaign after his record-breaking transfer to Liverpool. Former Reds legend John Aldridge has now cautioned him that the moment has arrived to begin delivering the goods. He said, "During my playing days, people used to talk of needing a month or so to get up to match fitness over the summer, and Isak will have had about 6 or 7 weeks by the time Manchester United arrive at Anfield on Sunday afternoon." Okay, the games he has been involved in for Liverpool so far have all had something riding on them because they were not friendly fixtures, but it feels like the international break for Sweden will have helped him get fitter at club level. Now is the time for him to deliver. No more excuses, no more explanations. It's United up next, and there is no better time or team to show why you are one of the main men now at a club the size of Liverpool. Florian Wirtz to Real Madrid. Transfer verdict given as Liverpool star sent warning. Liverpool have been sent an unexpected Florian Wirtz to Real Madrid January transfer verdict after a challenging first few months at Anfield. The $116 million summer signing is yet to grab a direct goal contribution for his new club since joining from Bayer Leverkusen. The 22-year-old has still looked bright in patches, but his decision-making in the final third has thus far let him down. With only 8 weeks of the new season having elapsed thus far, there is plenty of time for Wirtz's fortunes to change. However, Emmanuel Petit has made a rather outlandish suggestion that he could seal a temporary move in just a few months that would see him reunite with Xabi Alonso. I heard that Xabi Alonso wants Real Madrid to keep an eye on Florian Wirtz ahead of a possible loan in January. That's how much he respects him as a player, the former Arsenal and Chelsea man said, speaking to Boyle Sports. Alonso knows his quality. Many players in Germany have also defended him. Wirtz recently stated in the press that he isn't panicking. He knows his quality and believes that sooner or later it will show on the pitch. I hope for his sake it does, because if it doesn't, it will be very difficult for him to cope with the pressure and criticism. Given his lack of immediate impact in front of goal and hefty price tag, Wirtz is starting to be described by some as a flop, with Petit giving his thoughts on where his game needs to improve in order to avoid that label. To be honest, I have no idea right now if he will be a flop, because the way Leverkusen and Liverpool play is not the same. He needs to adapt, he said. La Liga is not as fast as the Premier League. The Premier League is very quick. You have no time to think with the ball, so you need to play very quickly. You also need to be able to respond physically, as opponents will challenge you constantly. In La Liga, it's more technical. You have more time to play and show your skills and ability, which could be better for him. I wonder if Bayern Munich chief Karl-Heinz Rummenigge was telling the truth recently when he said that Bayern Munich wanted to sign Wirtz, but he decided to join Liverpool. Changing countries and styles of football was not the easiest path. It might have been better for him to sign for Bayern Munich, given how they've handled their best players for years. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Based on his quality, he has great potential. He's still young, around 22, so he needs to learn. But with that price tag at 22, he's done very good things with both Leverkusen and the national team. Is it enough to take the next step with Liverpool? I don't know. Liverpool received major warning in pursuit of Marc Guéhi. Liverpool almost completed the signing of Marc Guéhi from Crystal Palace, but last minute, collapse broke their dream of signing the centre-back. The Palace star even had a medical ahead of a potential move to Anfield, but Oliver Glasner and Palace changed their stance in the last minute, and that worked against Arne Slot and his team. The Reds remain interested in signing the England international, but competition is increasing to sign him. His brilliant form and his availability as a free agent next summer has alerted some of the top clubs in European football. According to Tuttosport, Inter Milan have entered the frame for the Crystal Palace centre-back, joining a queue that already includes some of Europe's biggest names. Liverpool face competition to sign Marc Guéhi, the 25-year-old is being closely monitored by the Serie A giants as they weigh defensive changes for next season, while Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich all retain interest. It is Liverpool who are believed to be at the front of the queue. With Jan Bissek tipped for a potential exit in the summer, Christian Chivu's side want a ready-made replacement who can slot into their back three without compromising the unit's balance. Guehi's playing style is suitable for several clubs. Guehi's appeal spans leagues and styles. He is an aggressive front-foot defender who times his steps into midfield well. For teams that defend higher up, that combination of recovery pace and decision-making is prized. Add aerial competence on set pieces at both ends, plus leadership qualities developed as a mainstay at Selhurst Park. And it's easy to see why Europe's elite are circling. Liverpool's interest remains in the center-back. Their late attempt to close a 35-meter deal that ultimately fell through suggests the groundwork has been laid. Liverpool remain well-placed after their late summer near miss, but interest from Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and now Inter sets the stage for a fierce bidding contest. Exceptional Liverpool star becomes most valuable player. One Liverpool star has risen up the rankings to be named most valuable. What a year it's been. What a year it's been for Ryan Gravenberch. The Dutchman felt like a bit of a misfit back in the summer of 2024, having just come off his first season at Liverpool. Gravenberch failed to find a regular position in Jurgen Klopp's system. He wasn't quite at home as an all-action midfielder, while he didn't produce the goods consistently in more advanced roles. Nor, we should say, was he suited to the lone holding midfield role. Things didn't look like they would work out, and Gravenberch was actually linked with a move to Galatasaray that summer. Arne Slot, however, found the perfect role for him. The boss's compatriot now excels as a deep midfielder with license to push forward, and Gravenberch's ability to break through the lines has become vital for Liverpool. The 23-year-old made the PFA Team of the Year last season as a result, and he started this campaign on fire. It's been an incredible rise, and one that sees his value skyrocket. Ryan Gravenberch's value. Football transfers use their estimated transfer value algorithm to give players a proper valuation. They're now saying that their work presents Gravenberch as the most valuable Dutch star, ahead of Tottenham Hotspur's Xavi Simons. Liverpool actually boast 3 players in the top 10, with Cody Gakpo 4th and Jeremy Frimpong 6th. Conspicuous in his absence is Virgil van Dijk, presumably because of his short-term contract and the fact he's now 34, though, to be honest, we'd probably consider him to be the most valuable of the lot. It's a list that shows just how far Gravenberch has come, though. The midfielder was lost with Bayern Munich and took a chance in moving to Liverpool. It proved to be an inspired decision, and he's now up there with the best midfielders on the planet. Certainly, anyone wanting to buy him now would have to pay 4 times what the Reds paid. A sensational player and an incredibly valuable one. L'Équipe confirms Liverpool and Bradley Barcola news. Liverpool's pursuit of fresh attacking talent last summer saw them cast an admiring eye towards Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola, amid a flurry of transfer business, including Luis Diaz's departure to Bayern Munich and Darwin Núñez heading to Saudi Arabia. Liverpool identified Barcola as an ideal fit for Arne Slot's fluid front line. Prior reports from French newspaper L'Équipe confirmed that the 22-year-old French winger had been on the Reds' shortlist, tracked closely for his pace, creativity, and eye-catching performances in Ligue 1. The Frenchman faces tough competition for a place in the starting lineup from Ousmane Dembele, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, and Desire Doué in Enrique's squad. Meanwhile, Fabrizio Romano also confirmed that Barcola was wanted in case they couldn't get Alexander Isak. PSG are aware of the interest from Liverpool, and as such are attempting to tie him down on a new deal. However, the latest report from L'Équipe suggests that it's not straightforward for the Ligue 1 giants. It is claimed that PSG have been trying to extend the deal of Barcola for months now, but with no luck. His current deal expires in 2028, but Luis Enrique's side want to maintain his maximum value. The French newspaper reports Paris advances with the Ballon d'Or. Dembélé, but also with Barcola, courted last summer, notably by Bayern Munich and Liverpool. For the French international, 16 caps, 3 goals, the stakes are high. After a season in which he exploded at the highest level, 64 matches, 21 goals, 21 assists. With the idea of joining the top 8 in terms of remuneration, this is the meaning of recent exchanges. Discussions began several months ago but seem to be dragging on. PSG signed Barcola from League One rivals Lyon in 2023 for around $43 million, and it's fair to say they will want at least double that to part ways with him. Lionel Messi names Chelsea, Liverpool and Brighton players in football's top prospects. Lionel Messi has picked out 10 players he sees as the brightest young talents in football, with Chelsea, Liverpool, and Brighton stars. Getting a nod, the legendary forward named the prospects he reckons are the future of football as part of an Adidas campaign. Premier League youngsters are involved and will get a boost in confidence. After being recognized by a player many see as the GOAT, 17-year-old Liverpool talent YNWA is on Messi's list, as is Chelsea midfielder Andre Santos. Another Chelsea youngster also got a shout-out from the Inter Miami superstar, with Kendry Páez involved, who is on loan at Strasbourg this season. Finally, in terms of Premier League representation, Brighton's German midfielder Brajan Gruda is on the list of top prospects. The other male players Messi picked out were Porto's Rodrigo Mora, Ajax's Belgian forward Mika Götze, Como's Nico Paz, and Rennes teenager Kader Maite. In terms of female players, Messi tipped Lyon's Lily Johannes and Barcelona's Clara Serra Jordi as superstars of the future. It is not the first time Messi has picked out stars of the future, and he hasn't necessarily had great success with his tipping. In 2015, he picked out 10 players, and they did not turn out to be the best predictions. The 10 he chose 10 years ago were Acurcio Bentivegna, Marcos Lopez, Kennedy, Maxwell Cornet, Jeremy Boga, James Wilson, Timo Werner, Gyasi Zardes, Kiri Shelton, and Alexei Miranchuk. The 38-year-old announced this week that the Lionel Messi Cup will be played for the first time in Miami in December, which will be an 8-team tournament for under-16s. Chelsea and Manchester City are involved, as are Barcelona, Newell's Old Boys, Inter Milan, River Plate, Atletico Madrid, and Inter Miami. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.